Hi everyone, I'm Nisal and I've lived in Australia for 2 years now. And I want to share with you my first year as an international student in Australia to provide some information about what you can expect, how university might go, how to find a job, overall just make your transition as smooth as possible. My first job in Australia was as a housekeeper for a hotel chain in Sydney City. And the way I got that job was through a friend who was working there. They said they were hiring people, so I just gave him my details and they called me. I had that job for around 4 months or 5 months, I think. So if you didn't already know, I work as a house attendant, clean rooms and stuff. This might be one of the weird rooms I walked into. What? And the next job I got was such a lucky one, and it's literally only because I asked for it. So I love playing badminton, and badminton courts here are like massive warehouses with like 20 courts in one. I was playing there one day and I just went up to the reception and I was like, hey, do you need someone to work here? And they were like, we'll see. But they got my details and we went back and forth. And in 2 weeks, I had a job just managing a badminton complex. I had to deal with customers. I was a cashier. I was sending out emails to like long-term customers. I was cleaning up the badminton courts, playing badminton for free whenever I wanted, and just having an absolute blast. I also had a job at a Korean barbecue restaurant for 2 weeks because that's all I could handle, honestly. I will sell my soul to the devil before I work at a Korean barbecue restaurant ever again. Like, that was such a ton of stress and nobody spoke English, which made everything so much worse. At that point, I already had 2 jobs, so I was like, you know what? I quit. I cannot do this anymore. And the next job that I got, and probably my favorite job so far, was as a social media content creator for Western Sydney University. That just felt like the greatest milestone just to get that job. For one, I was getting paid like $40 an hour, which is absolutely bonkers. And for second, I was getting paid to create content, which was an absolute dream. If you are going to university as well, you should have like university jobs as well. So definitely keep an eye out for those. Those are a game changer when you're an international student. Sure. Sammy, is this the best job ever?
Actually, yes.
That was in July, and in August, I actually got a job as a badminton coach, which was amazing. The way I got that job was like getting a referral from someone I used to play with after I came to Australia, and he kind of recommended me, and then they contacted me and asked me to come and play with them one time, and I went, I played with them. They thought I was pretty good, so I mean, after that I started coaching like, tiny kids. So you start off with a bit of a warm-up and then you start from there. Right. After that, actually, I got really lucky because they were actually looking for someone to manage their badminton complex. I was already coaching there, so I was like, hey, I'll do that too. And I got to get discounts on like badminton products, and like it was just the best time. This was my very first accommodation when I arrived in Sydney. It was around 1 a.m. when I arrived here because my flight was really, really late. Thankfully, there was a shuttle service that pretty much brings you from the airport to the accommodation, which was really convenient at the time. I wait for Alan, who's my driver. Alan is late. They really specified that I have to go to the McDonald's and stand next to Ronald McDonald. Otherwise, we're not gonna take you to the university. So that's where I'm headed now, to meet Ronald McDonald of Sydney. I remember walking down this exact same corridor, terrified to death about what life is gonna be like, what I'm gonna be doing. Oh my god, one of my wheels was broken on the stupid luggage that I brought, and that just made like the wheeling process even harder at 2 a.m. Yep, it was right there. 27, right up there. I remember carrying everything up the stairs and just walking into my room like, what now? Guess I live here now. I don't know, it's gonna get a little getting used to. Not off to a great start because the light doesn't work, and I don't think the fan works either, but I don't need it just yet. There's no pillow, so that's not what I was expecting. I think the biggest thing that kind of helped me to accommodate my life to Australia is friends, really. People I can talk to, people that was figuring out, life in Australia, same as I was. International students had mostly the same experience as I did, and so that gave us something to talk about. Yeah, that just made life immensely easier. Nara and I are cooking, we're making soup. We made... What do you make? You push it, I'll stop it, okay? Oh shit, oh shit. Oh! actually met a lot of people just by standing around in the common room doing nothing pretty much, but talking to people and interacting with people and, you know, meeting their friends and, you know, making sort of a network. As time went on, I did meet more Sri Lankan people who used to live here as well, and that made life much more less terrifying. They were all new as well, so we kind of figured out life together in Australia, which is super nice. My first year at uni wasn't very tough at all, just because I had done most of it before, so I kind of like chilled through it. One thing I wasn't used to was the grading system, because there's assignments, there's tutorials, there's workshops, there's practical classes that are sometimes like even give you points for attendance. And in addition to all that, there's like a final exam which is worth maybe like 40 or 50% that, and all of that together kind of counts your final grade. So you really have to be like on top of your stuff just to know when this thing is due and like when you have to submit that thing, just to keep like track of everything and not fall behind. But you do develop some good organizational skills just when you're at uni. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully this video kind of helped you to, you know, gain a new perspective about what life might be like in Australia, kind of ease the nerves about moving abroad and all of that stuff. Feel free to reach out, leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.
The liquid out your eyes rolls right down to the source of your life.